Welcome back to my mental health and crime channel. This is the case of the IDAHO 4. May the 4 victims rest in peace. Condolence to the families. 1100 Kings Road. That was where the 911 call was made from. The unconscious person was one of the surviving roommates who ran out of the house and collapsed, allegedly, on the road. This is 1100 Kings Road. I believe Hunter Johnson lives there. The reason I say that is because he made the 911 call. Why didn't the surviving roommates call 911 for 8 hours? Or should we say 9 hours? Because the previous timeline was between 3 to 4 a.m. Although I believe Ethan and Xana were unalived between 2:10 to 2:30. Why was the 911 call made from here? The surviving roommates have definitely phone device that they can use. Let's not forget, you don't even need to have a phone contract or money, top up money in your SIM card for you to call 911 or 999 in UK. It's free. Are they trying to tell us none of the two smelt sorry to be straightforward? Our passion from the very beginning, with all respect to Kaylee, may she rest in peace. Maddie, may she rest in peace. Xana, may she rest in peace. And Ethan. Sorry if I pronounced his name wrong. I have the highest respect for them. But when I'm exposing all these things, I'm doing it because I personally believe that Brian Kohlberger could be involved. But I don't think he was the only one. I want to find the 3 unidentified male DNAs. I want to know why this house had to be demolished, especially after the parents requested not to do that. That is going to cost them a lot in this trial. And the 911 call. Why is it still in gag order? Multiple people spoke to 911. Wonder what they were saying. I wonder what was happening. So Hunter came running with them, which he could have known. Half of the university knew, allegedly. Then he opened Xana's room. He had to use a bit force. Where was Emily, his girlfriend? She was always with Xana. Each and every picture you see of Xana, Emily's with her. She looks a bit like Bethany. Where's Emily? This house is right in front of Jack D's house, which is important. He's Kaylee's ex. He was one of the last people to be seen with Kaylee at the corner club. I personally believe the Banfield alcohol stop is very related to this case. Those could be the 3 unidentified male DNAs. And I believe they were the ones who were rummaging upstairs. Remember Ashley Banfield said that 2 years ago in the beginning of the case? Everyone has sources. And Ashley Banfield has been in such cases for over 20 years. So obviously she's not going to give out her sources. But DM heard rummaging upstairs and she thought it was the Sigma Chi fraternity boys or Sigma Chi. What was going on that night? Like I said always, I'm not saying Brian is innocent, and I'm not saying he's guilty. I have a lot of questions about Brian. I believe he's involved somehow, but the FBI and law enforcement got the touch DNA from my heritage. That is from Israel. There's certain websites they're not allowed to use. That's why things are going wrong. They demolished the house for a reason, allegedly. Didn't they say in the beginning of this case that Xana's hands and fingers were severed? My question is, wouldn't they bagged all the victims' hands, made the rest in peace? Wouldn't they find DNA by now? Like literally DNA, blood cells, red liquid, hair, clothes material, and so on. The Banfield stop started at 2:54. Pay attention. We heard a female yelling, "Stop." We can't ignore all this. So it's unfair to say that BK is guilty. And it's not right to say he's innocent. We still don't know. Why didn't these boys stop? The police officer had to run after them. Do you all remember the DM said that she saw a man with a black mask and black clothing? What if it was a decoy? What if it was a white clothing and a brown jacket? Because pay attention to this picture that I first exposed, where you see clearly Saeed, coincidentally with bushy eyebrows, is watching these pictures. He was supposed to be searching for his license. Look at the person under Kaylee in the sitting position. He's dressed in white clothing, or at least you can see the white hoodie. But if that was hoodie guy, allegedly, because he had on a white hoodie. What if he can't see his brown jacket? And this person could be easily him because of the neck. It's not like BK. It's strange that we are not focused on pictures like, if anyone, any YouTube creator tells me that this is something that's all rumors and speculations, then I would just say, for detectives, for the FBI, for counselors, for psychologists, and for every human being, especially, I guess, all us adults know, seeing is believing. What is Saeed watching? This was before, I exposed this before it was known that Kaylee was found in the sitting position. Let's zoom into this person. I don't know what's up with Saeed's hand, but if this is normal and they're trying to tell us that the Banfield, even Crime Circus said, was just an innocent stop, and you hear many creators saying that. This isn't normal for me. If this is normal for y'all, then y'all need to think twice. Where was Saeed getting these pictures from? Was it shared on WhatsApp? Did they all disappear like that guy Dave said? The student in IDAHO, Moscow. These people were sending it to each other. These were the same pictures at 2:20 Jovita was watching. This is what happens when I zoom in. 2022 was the last months of restriction and the epidemic, if you'll remember. You can't even mention the name. So people were still wearing masks. Who was this? What do y'all think? It's not clear, but this is what Saeed was watching. This is clearly somebody with a red or orange jumper, a cap. Looks like a person is in front of him too. Saeed was watching it in front of the Banfield police. The reason I'm so focused always on the Banfield and the Grub truck is because there's a lot there to observe. And you will see, this was all pre-planned. This wasn't any cartels. This wasn't any people from Boise, Idaho, in that sense. These were students. These were possibly surviving roommates, the people at the corner club, the Jacks, the people at the frats, the Davids, allegedly. This is all my opinion, because I can't ignore what I see. Others I would have, if I've never seen these pictures and exposed them, I would have definitely said, yes, I agree, BK did it. But are you trying to tell me that I'm supposed to believe touch DNA that it could have come from anywhere? 9 hours, 8 hours, nobody called the police, nobody called 911, but yet they ran to 1100 Kings Road and collapsed. Then Hunter came. Instead of calling 911 from there, he came. They all were in the house, tampering with the evidence. I've always said this happened in 2 separate times. I've always said the couple was first. Whatever happened at the frats, pay attention, please, to the Grub truck. They're all our frat bros, especially the Sigma Chi boys. Watch what's happening. They're actually caring. Am I supposed to pretend that's normal? In fact, we have never seen BK caring. What about the corner club? Showalter clearly posed a threat to Maddie. The mainstream news media wants us to believe that BK did it. BK could have lent his knife. BK could have touched someone that touched one of the 6 people in the house. Maybe the rest in peace, the 4. The dog. It could have been anything. Why does BK want to speak to Bethany Funk? She has exculpatory evidence. He said he'd be exonerated. What's going on? Maybe BK was just driving around the area because he came from another place. Or maybe it was just a peeping Tom. But we can see 4 figures running. Look at the Banfield boys. The Grub truck. Xana, when they're yelling out Xana. I've been showing it for so many times for these 2 years that people are getting tired of it. But they are important. The Banfield and what Saeed is watching. Saeed came there. It was a decoy. He did not know who runs towards police. People usually run away. If you pay attention, although it's blurry, you see somebody on the floor. This is not what I made up. This is what Saeed was watching on his phone. Are we supposed to ignore that? I'm trying to zoom in as much as I can. Look at Saeed's hand. It's injured. This is what Saeed is watching in front of the police. It looks like people sitting on the floor and somebody standing and looking down upon them.
And I'm fucked. Yeah. And the way that room's put together, if you come through that door, you can't get out of that room.
Completely, totally trapped.
Yeah. You're in a bed.
Tiny room. The bed was the entire room. You barely open up the door without starting the foot of the bed. And it was wall. The headboard was up against the wall. The side where Caleb was on was up against the wall. And if you can imagine Caleb in an upright sort of position.
When I showed these pictures Saeed was watching, was at least a year and a half ago, if not longer. And then Kaylee, his mother, came out in ABC News interview and said that. So what were they watching? All these people I see are people who are partying together. You can see it on Zana's TikTok. Saeed, these boys at Banfield. Showalter allegedly had motives. He got him kicked out of his frat, and Kaylee got him kicked out of the corner club. All I was doing was zooming in. When I first found it, everyone was very interested in what they were saying and what the officer was saying. I was more interested in what Saeed was looking at. I was thinking, how come we ain't looking at the cops? I was thinking, this is a normal behavior. We've all been that age. Look at how they're standing. They all look like they've seen a ghost. Where did they come from? The people who did this was on foot, in my opinion. BK could have been driving there for other reasons. Where are the 3 unidentified male DNAs? Just because they weren't on CODIS, that's how they found Ina and Harsh, they let them all go. Did they take DNA of them? What about Shawalter? Didn't he drive out of town? What is Saeed watching? What was Jovita watching at the Grub truck? Why were they yelling Zana's name? And I want to send a shout out, an apology to Bubbly Waters, because I went back and I checked and she's right. They said, let's go. So congratulations for finding that. There's so much more at the Grub truck. It's just that I hesitate to show each and everything. But I still believe that there are a couple of theories, because it wasn't only 5 or 10 people, believe me. It was a dozen of people, if not more, who went and did these crimes. They all had different reasons. Hanekli's brothers were at the Grub truck, and they were driving a white Hyundai. Not brothers, brother, half-brother that she found out later about. And don't forget, one of the girls, Kaylee or Maddie, was apparently supposed to be mean girls, especially, may they rest in peace, to Hannah Clay. Just Hannah Clay's birthday on the 14th of November. She allegedly died over overdose, over sleeping over-the-counter pill. Something's not right. She was found 3 days later. And according to a very close source that our family, they're trying to say it was a half-brother. And I showed you, if you go back to the clip I made about Hannah Clay and why I think those two were brother and brother's friend, you'll understand that that case could be very involved. So yes, a white car is involved. So is a black truck. Definitely. We saw it passing by Taylor Avenue, and the tripod spoke about it too. These 3 guys need to be properly investigated. Those are the Sigma Chi. Number 8, number 9, they all are from the Sigma Chi fraternity and other frats. They turned their backs as soon as Maddie and Kaylee came in. And Shawalter looks and nods his head when they turn around. The short one is the one you clearly can see is carrying in his belt. Pay attention to what Jovito's watching. This was when the crowd was yelling Zana, his name. This is his hand. Somebody's clearly on the floor. It's 2 people. This is what he's watching. This is what was going on at the Grub truck at 2:15, 2:20. Why were they calling out Zana and E's name? And like Bubbly Waters said and showed us, they said round 1 was their fight club. What was happening? I can't properly make sense of it, trigger warning. You can see, for me at least, I believe 2 people are lying on the floor. One looks like Xana with long hair. May they rest in peace. I'm not saying this to hurt the family or anything, but this case needs to be thoroughly investigated because I don't know and I can't understand how the people at the Grub truck and Banfield are not looked into after exposing them for 2 years. These are the things they're watching. That's the facts. You can go to all the Grub truck videos and watch what Jovita's watching. Sorry that this one is blurry, but it's because I zoomed into his camera properly. And I was studying it for a year and a half, 2 years. So it has to be somebody who wasn't here. And at that time, David Lodge and his 2 friends left the Grub truck. What is Jack Showalter carrying? Pay attention. Could he have been the person Said was watching with the mask? The white mask and the white hoodie? It does look like him. Even one of the figures running is dressed with the hoodie. Pay attention. What does he have in his jacket? Is it an axe? Is it a cable? This is bigger than a cable. It's large. He was upset with the girls and he told Maddie, we're going to get you for that. Maddie, may she rest in peace. These are the things we've heard on the mainstream news. This was the CCTV camera of Kaylee, Maddie, and Jack Showalter walking. Even Kaylee's father said in his interview, I'm happy and satisfied that Kaylee it shows you the comfort, the confidence, and the happiness she had that she was standing and talking to Jack D. She was far away from Showalter, is what he said. What did he mean? Steve hasn't shied out by saying, we want to know what his alibi is. He's talking about Showalter because he left town. He's saying there's some people that we still haven't ruled out. That is what he said in the beginning. Don't forget that. Look at what they're carrying. Here are the 3 guys that I believe is David L. and the 2 others. And I'll show you why I always believe it's David Lodge. That was the speculations and the rumors coming in the beginning of this case. But this is not something I made up. Look at what this young man is carrying. This is serious. Look at David in front of him, near the counter. He's carrying something too. Look at his jacket, his black jacket. Did these boys come for a crime of passion? Or revenge? Or something? This was all happening before Kaylee and Maddie came in. And as soon as they came in, these 3 guys were standing near the window, near the shop window doors and the door. And you can see they turn their backs towards the corner. They're standing near the left-hand corner side, near the door. He has a belt on and he's carrying. We can't deny that. That's a fact. This is the time you see Maddie shocked that she sees David Lodge. She whispers something in Kaylee's ear. Look at Showalter with his hoodie. Showalter nodded his head at this guy with the yellow. Allegedly, David L. Where was David B? Where was Hunter Johnson? Where was Maddie's boyfriend Jake? I'm just asking. Because the 3 unidentified male DNAs is crucial in this case. Why was the house demolished? Dylan was not even in a rational mind. It was running up, down, up, down. That would have made her land down. Like the victim. Sorry, not DM. That's what DM heard. One of the victims running from the 3rd floor to the 2nd, then back to the 3rd, and then to the 2nd. But the 2 were found up on the 3rd floor. But there was 8 hours. Nobody called 911. Did somebody carry them upstairs? Did they all fight downstairs? And I believe somebody was waiting for the girls, waiting for them to reach home. Don't forget, this guy in the yellow, David L., and his 2 friends that are carrying, left 5 minutes before Kaylee and Maddie. You can see a car waiting for them. A white car's waiting for them too. There's a lot going on at the Grub truck. What is hoodie guy hiding? And why is Maddie so shocked? My subscribers have asked me plenty of times, do you think Maddie and Kaylee sensed anything? And always try to explain this spot. Maddie is shocked to see him when he walks. And what is strange is right behind Kaylee is Dakota, the neighbor, who the police heard the loud thud and all from the neighbor's camera. DM doesn't know she is dreaming. That is serious. And I believe the FBI used Koberger's DNA, family ancestors, genealogical DNA, IgG, from MyHeritage. That is illegal. Law enforcement are not allowed to use it from there. These guys were up to no good. Maddie looked shocked. See, they took their food and left before Maddie and Kaylee arrived. Pay attention to these 2. That's Hannah Clay's half-brother. He does look like Hannah Clay. And that's the brother's friend from behind. They come in from a white car too. That looks quite modern. And allegedly it was a 2017 Hyundai Elantra. That would make sense. Hannah Clay was unalived or OD'd, which we don't believe. Two months, 3 months before the quadruples, before the 4 victims, plus Hudson Lindo. That makes it 6 victims within 6 months, 4 within 1 day. Explain that. Did the surviving roommates let them in? Did they leave the door open? Was somebody like those 3 waiting, the 3 behind and these 2? They drove down. Were they waiting maybe in the spare room or in DM's room? Trigger warning. These are the 3 guys at the Grub truck that I was showing you that Maddie looks scared of. The one in the blue shirt is the short guy who was carrying the large weapon. Walter's carrying something large in his jacket too, allegedly. You can zoom in yourselves and check. There are many more that are carrying.